This is the entrance to one of the most dangerous caves on Earth, a twisting clay-lined labyrinth where the walls grip like wet concrete and the passages narrow to the size of a coffin. A cave so lethal it was sealed forever with a man still inside. This is the story of Nutty Putty Cave. Welcome to a series that I'm calling Scientifically Interesting Ways to Die. On November 24th of 2009, John Edward Jones entered Nutty Putty Cave with his brother Josh and a group of family and friends. The group made their way to the cave's largest chamber, the Big Slide. From there, John and a few others, all experienced cavers, decided to explore a feature called the birth canal, a tight but navigable passage leading down to a larger room. Thinking he'd found the birth canal, John mistakenly entered an unmapped crevice. He slid headfirst into a narrow 70-degree downward tunnel that quickly shrank to just 10 inches high and 18 inches wide. Expecting it to open up into a larger area beyond, he pushed deeper, and although his chest passed a tight lip in the rock, his hips caught, and he was wedged, head down, arms pinned to his side, unable to move. The human circulatory system is adapted to work with gravity. When upright, blood pools in the legs and muscle contractions plus one-way valves help push it back to the heart. Upside down, that system begins to fail. Blood pools in the upper body and the heart now works against gravity to circulate blood to a higher elevation than it was designed for. It took rescuers 3 hours to reach John, but a rope couldn't budge him. Instead, a complex pulley system was slowly assembled, a process that had worked before, but this time the clock was ticking. As blood pressure rose in John's upper body, baroreceptors in the carotid arteries triggered a reflex to slow his heart, a system that normally helps stabilize high blood pressure, but in this case added strain to a system that was already beginning to fail. The left ventricle now faced increased resistance, known as afterload, as it struggled to pump blood against the elevated pressure and the loss of gravity-assisted circulation. Meanwhile, blood pooled in John's upper lungs, areas less efficient at gas exchange. Making things worse, his abdominal organs were now pressing down on his diaphragm, further restricting his breathing. His oxygen levels began to drop and his breaths became shallow and ineffective. Not great when you're trying to remain calm in a confined space. 19 hours in and the pulley was finally ready, but John could no longer assist in his own rescue. He had begun hallucinating and his legs were numb from lack of circulation. Rescuers managed to pull him high enough to see his face, but his body was still firmly wedged in this position. There was talk of breaking his legs to extract him, but before a decision could be made, a key anchor failed, the pulley slipped, and John slid deeper into the rock. Efforts to free him continued, but there were no options left. Over the next few hours, his lungs, restricted by the cave and crushed by his own organs, stopped drawing breath. His heart, overworked and outmatched, finally failed. After 27 hours upside down, John died from cardiac arrest caused by positional asphyxia and circulatory collapse. Following John's death, Nutty Putty Cave was permanently sealed, a tomb carved by water and closed by tragedy. If you like science and now understand that there are some holes that you just shouldn't enter, follow for more.